Hi guys, this is Breaker and I'm back with another replay from Casset. Between our uploader in the upper left hand corner, his name is Dipwood. And in the lower left hand corner, spawning is our blue toss, SpiKe. Now the whole reason why I wanted to go ahead and cast this replay is basically because it would take me outside of my comfort zone. PvP, of course, not my matchup. I play Zerg. And if you guys would so kindly just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. I am the English caster for the WCG as well as the NSL. Do not confuse the WCG with the WCS because of course that is just far too many different events. WCG is a mostly Chinese event. It's funded by Korean companies. Takes place on the Korean server, but all of the players that are participating in it right now are geographically located in China. Irony, right? The map we are on today is going to be Neoplanet S Ladder Edition. Context of PvP, I think we could see some very close engagements right here, but of course, you know, Skytoss, I wouldn't say, you know, total all-in Skytoss, but Stargate openers are certainly trending more and more. Dipwood looks as though he made a slight mistake just a moment ago. He's kind of floating 50 minerals, and then he throws down his gateway, so that gives SpiKe a slight lead on his. But, you know, I mean, both players, I think, are relatively high Masters League players. Double gas going down before the Cybernetics core for SpiKe. I do want to highlight that this will most likely lead into a Force Field Sentry expand, and that's it. It's possible that there can be other follow-ups, such as, per se, a Stargate follower, or excuse me, a Stargate follow-up, or even just, you know, perhaps a simple Robo Expo, if you will, 2-gate Robo expansion. Cybernetics core going down right now for SpiKe. And the Cybernetics core going down for Dipwood as well, but it's going down, of course, just a little bit faster than that of his opponents. He's going to go ahead and take his own third gas, or second gas, if you will. Let's just wait and see where things are going to go with both players. I guess this is a good opportunity to fill time. PvP, certainly, you know, one of the more cutthroat matchups, to say the very least, just simply due to the fact that Protoss units move the slowest in the early stage. If you were to compare, you know, say, Tier 1, Tier 2 tech units, etc., there is, of course, you know, Hellions run faster than them, Zerglings run faster than Zealots, Hellions run faster than Stalkers. But of course, you know, Protoss has I would say a complete abundancy of spellcasting units, i.e. sentries or otherwise. There is a probe out here for SpiKe, and I want to say it's a little bit early to be throwing down, say, proxy pylons for forward assaults. Maybe he's just going to leave it there for, you know, just to keep an eye on his opponent. Meanwhile, SpiKe is also sending his own Stalker out to kind of get an eye on what is close by at home. The one thing I want to talk about with this map is the fact that there is no Xel'Naga Watchtower, and there are essentially two routes to approach your opponent from if you just look at the minimap here. And I do also want to just mention that... Oh, man. Looks like both players are going for the Stargates right now. Just look at the production tab, you can see them right here. SpiKe, he does lose a single Stalker. He's going to have a Mothership adding to the DPS against his own Stalkers right now. He does have his own Mothership here as well. But, again, who's going to have the possibility for economic damage being done to him? SpiKe's own micro is not quite up to par with that of Dipwood's. He did make a slight mistake. His only mistake was sending his Stalker out to scout, and that's why... You know, that's why I say it's one of the most unforgiving matchups, ladies and gentlemen. But both players going to be relatively even in terms of losses. Dipwood also has a forward probe out here, and we're going to have, I think, SpiKe catching on to that. Delayed mining time achieved. Dipwood actually getting 3 kills altogether, 2 of them on probes. And now both players cranking out their first units. From Dipwood, it's going to be a Phoenix, and it looks like from SpiKe it's going to be a Void Ray. Can be a little bit confusing as both players are Protoss, and they're both, I wouldn't say they're similar colors. They're far from similar colors. So here we go. Dipwood throws down his natural expansion. Mothership Core is going to come back home and, of course, do what it does best, just defend base. But of course, SpiKe, he's like, okay, well, I lost a few workers earlier. This is what I'm going to have to do now. I'm going to have to find a way to shut down his economy. And Dipwood right now has 17 workers, 18 workers. But the Phoenixes are already out on the map, and of course Phoenixes move faster than Oracles. Double Stargate, wow, from Dipwood, I never would have imagined double Stargate. This is a little reminiscent of, what's the word I'm looking for? This is a little reminiscent of what we would see in PvT versus, with Chinese, I would say Chinese Protoss style, and Dipwood has just shut down that Oracle. No harassment for you, SpiKe. Sorry, bro, it's just like your losses are mounting right now. Oh, man. I want to say, this is adding to the rock, paper, scissors element of PvP, basically, but we will have SpiKe here with inevitably higher numbers of armored buff units, and he's going for his Twilight Council right now. Whoa, and it looks like he was building a second one by accident. Interesting to note. Right here. So there's nothing new in terms of tech ups. It just looks like SpiKe made a slight mistake. His nerves getting a little bit graded. Dipwood having Phoenixes here. Altogether 5 of them. I want to say if we just see Dipwood go straight up Phoenixes right now and get up to 70 supply with just Phoenixes, he could be in a position to actually totally and absolutely win the game. Stalkers, of course, not the best units versus them, and I've seen... I'm trying to think, what was that game? Was it WCG? Can't remember. There was a PvP I saw recently between 2 high-ranked players, and oh man, the Phoenixes coming into the the main, getting a few worker kills. This is again just adding to economic losses that we see SpiKe having right now. He's actually down to 900 mineral income. Gas income, of course, nobody likes to pull probes from minerals and then put them on gas, but hey. Dipwood again going up into the natural. It looks like he could get away with a colossal amount of worker kills if he's careful. SpiKe going for a Dark Shrine behind this in a very remote part of his base. The Phoenixes, oh my god, they're just making so much damage happen though. Question is, do we have any kind of detection coming from Dipwood right now? We have nothing right now in terms of detection for Dipwood. And now we have a full 8 Phoenixes, not with full energy, but just, again, let's just check the worker count. It's 40 to 33. Phoenixes are going to come in here. The question is, are they going to see that Dark Shrine? Saw it in construction earlier. Now they see that it is complete. And we have a couple of DTs coming in here. There's no detection at home for our red toss, so this could actually be really bad for him. He needs to focus down that cannon. He needs to get that cannon, not go for the probes. Oh boy, this is a mistake, guys. It really is. And finally, Photon Overcharge going down, getting 1 DT. But that DT is going to get a lot of worker kills. That was like 12 worker kills altogether. And this could, I think... Wow. Maybe, just maybe, this can bring SpiKe back into the game. If we check the worker count right now, it's 34 to 32. Dipwood actually down a little bit. And we have a Robo-Bait going down now for Dipwood. Oh, unfortunately, Oracle gets cranked out. That means detection. And now we have double Oracles going down? Is that a mistake? Well, at any rate, it was a valiant stand while it lasted. The biggest thing that I want to note about this is that I saw MC versus Grubby, and the biggest difference between that game was when both players went mass Phoenixes, MC went with a single Archon, and he just did so much, he just wrecked so much house with that single Archon. Question is, where's the forge that we are expecting from SpiKe? He's actually just not getting forge. He doesn't have a forge at all. He doesn't need the upgrades so much as he needs the static defenses. He needs something to deal with these phoenixes. He needs something to deal with these oracles. These oracles are going to come in and just absolutely tear his economy apart. Really, I mean, there's no other way to say it. No static defenses just yet, but another pylon getting tacked on, and there's enough phoenixes to absolutely decimate the mineral line. That's exactly what they are going to do. Double forge going down behind this as well. But the front lines of our Red Toss's base are going to be assaulted. Will the Mothership Core be taken down? No, it's still at 24 HP, but it's chasing after them, and looks like there was no micro from dipwood there, so boy. No photon overcharge here at the Nexus. At the natural, though, that's going to result in this entire mineral line being obliterated for, you know, not dipwood, but SpiKe. And now he's just waiting for this photon overcharge to go away. We have double cannons going down at the natural, and SpiKe's income is just in absolute shambles right now. Look at this, it's plummeting. The worker count is 26 to 43, but most of the combat supply is back at home for our Red Toss. If he were to pull those phoenixes and bring them back, I'm not sure if he'd be able to hold this or not. Dipwood's pulling the phoenixes back, but they don't have any energy right now. So the question is, will they be able to use that graviton beam, and if they will, how long will it be? Finally, we have an Immortal coming into the mix, and it looks like slowly but surely he's going to have some energy to use that. The Archons need to focus on the Phoenixes. They're the most important units here. And now the Stalkers are actually able to take down a good chunk of them. A lot of them in yellow and red HP. Oh my god, SpiKe, he's kind of doing the one thing he can't do right now, and that is backing off. He has a lower army supply, but look at what the army supply is tied up in. Right now, it's actually Immortals and Void Rays. As the Void Ray number increases, we're just going to see SpiKe in a position where he can't continue to attack like this, because Void Rays receive an armor buff, or not an armor buff, but an attack buff versus armored units, heavily armored units. Archons do not outrange Void Rays, so by that essence, they are kind of countered, if you will. And now we have basically the DT count. You know, DTs are getting warped in here simply for the sake of turning into Archons. And now this is looking to be one of the final engagements. There it is. SpiKe's just moving in. He knows if he fails here, he's dead. Alright, so Mothership Core has fallen. The Void Rays focus down the Archons. They do get shot down. And the Stalkers are trying to take down the Phoenixes. They get 1, 2, 3 of them. And now the increased numbers count is going to be in just a little bit of everything for dipwood. He's actually getting Colossi and everything else. Oracle's now coming in to massacre the probe line for SpiKe. There's no defenses at the main. The natural has 2 cannons. But I think a single cannon could possibly be able to handle two oracles. Alright, so now it looks like the Immortals, the Void Rays, the Phoenixes are just going to be too much. Phoenix is able to pick up whatever they want, and the Colossi is coming in here, just causing all kinds of damage, wrecking all kinds of house versus SpiKe. Now dipwood slowly but surely pushing back to the natural of SpiKe, and sorry, misclick. I just want to say that SpiKe is going to take so much damage in all of this. The Oracle is coming back in here, 9, 10 kills on some of them, on a couple of them. SpiKe kind of blinking in defensively, but all the units that he has here, I just feel that they're not going to be able to cut it versus what we have here. You know, they're trying to chase down the Oracles, make sure they're out of commission. And Blink is still on cooldown. There we go, it's good to go now. So, I want to say that even though what we have here from dipwood is low in numbers, he's actually going for his 3rd presently, and he probably has no clue how far ahead he really is right now. Once you massacre a probe line, an entire mineral line of probes, you put yourself so far ahead as a player, you may as well push back and kill your opponent. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Prismatic alignment is activated. The Stalkers blink back. Void Ray is shooting whatever they can. The Colossi was taken down, but another one is now joining the team up here. So here we go. 7 Stalkers. Income right now, preciously low for SpiKe. There we go. Void Ray is activating again their prismatic alignment. If we see this get taken into a base trade scenario, it's just going to end not so well for Blue Toss. It really isn't. Look, these red Stalkers cutting off the blue Stalkers. Looks like he gets A moved into, actually not A moved, but right clicked past all of these guys. And, I don't know. I guess it's a valiant stand while it lasted. But SpiKe, you know, he's stalling for time in a game where he can't really win. I mean, it's just the way it is. Phoenix is picking up what they can, and of course, we're gonna see dipwood slowly but surely take the numbers down for his opponent. SpiKe, I'm not sure what he's trying to do. He's got nothing in production. His income's going, I don't know where. He's got High Templar now. I'm wondering what those are going to be used against, but Phoenix is not quite the most ideal units. Okay, so the Stalker's coming in here, trying to cut off this Colossi, keeping it from regrouping over here, but now SpiKe, I think, is essentially just stalling for time. Oh boy, and that's it. The entire force for SpiKe is annihilated. Nothing left over. There's an Archon at home, and a couple of High Templar warping in, along with a few Zealots. This is it. This is going to be SpiKe's last stand. His opponent already going for a not fourth base. Wow, he's actually warping in more gateways here. I'm not sure what that's all about. Alright, so here we go. Dipwood's moving in. Cyanix Storm is not ready. The only thing that can be used is feedback, and not so effectively on that Phoenix. Pylon's falling, and now we see SpiKe supply block. He's throwing down Photon Overcharge on his Nexus. It's going to fall in a matter of seconds regardless. Oh, man. Storm now going down, looks like for both players, but again, we have dipwood with the higher numbers, the higher economy, the higher everything. Archon in here trying to get as many kills as it can. It's just not gonna work out. There it is, the GG from SpiKe, and he has left the game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked what you saw here, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. This has been Breaker. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.